Welcome to the video demonstration of the DC Battery Capacity Check Lab virtual training exercises. I am Sophia, the Socially Operational FAA Interactive Agent. I will be accompanying you on a step-by-step run-through of all the procedures necessary to complete this virtual training. Upon entering Guided Lab Exercise Mode, you will be met with a brief introduction explaining how to move and interact with objects in the game. After listening to the tutorial, you will enter the simulation. Use the W key to move forward. Use the S key to move backward. Use the A key to move left. Use the D key to move right. Use these keys to move to your first objective, picking up the insulated gloves. When the hand appears on the screen, you are able to interact with the object in front of you. With the hand on screen, click in order to pick up the insulated gloves. The next objective is to collect the remaining tools needed for the capacity check: the digital voltmeter from the table to the left of the lockers, and the clamp ammeter and infrared thermometer from the table to the right of the lockers. Equipped with the insulated gloves and the required tools, interact with the DC Absolute IIP battery to begin maintenance. I will begin the exercise with a brief explanation of controls within the lab. The first objective is to remove the plastic shields protecting the battery rack. Now select the battery on the right side of the inventory to zoom into the battery. The digital voltmeter is required to take voltage readings. Select it from the left side of the inventory. Drag the leads to the negative and positive terminals to take the full battery rack voltage. Press Q to access the form and type in the voltage reading in the correct location in the form. Then press Validate. Now record the voltages of all 12 individual battery cells. Once all measurements are within the fields of the form, press Validate. With all measurements valid, the next objective is to record temperature measurements. Select the infrared thermometer from the inventory. Point the infrared thermometer at each individual cell and press Spacebar to take a reading. Then record the measurements in the form. With all of the measurements in the correct fields in the form, press Validate. Then open the form and input the average temperature of the cells and press Validate. Now reopen your inventory and select the battery icon to zoom out. Then click on the Anderson plug on the top of the battery rack to unplug the battery and plug it into the load bank. Select the voltmeter once more to measure the new overall battery voltage. Input the reading into the form and press Validate. Measure and input the voltages of each individual cell once more. With all of the measurements in the correct fields in the form, press Validate. Zoom back out by clicking on the battery icon once more, then select the clamp ammeter from your inventory. While holding the clamp ammeter, click on the cables leading to the Anderson plug and the load bank. This ensures the ammeter is able to monitor the current flow. Now click on the load bank to zoom in. Click the leftmost toggle switch to turn the load bank on. Now click on the 200A switch. Click the rheostat to dial in the correct current for the test. Retest all of the cell's voltages. During each test time frame, after taking all of the required measurements, click on the stopwatch in the inventory to continue to the next time interval. At times, you will have to adjust the rheostat. Continue this once more. Then you can either choose to continue testing the cells manually or automate the process. Press Q to open the form and input the actual test time, which is calculated by subtracting the test time from the total time of 240. In this case, it is 218. Now input the battery voltage, in this case, 21. Now record the temperature of each individual cell a final time, input the measurements into the form, and press Validate. Zoom into the load bank and dial back the rheostat. Then turn off the 200A switch, and finally turn off the load bank. Now zoom out from the load bank and disconnect the Anderson plug. Finally, input the actual battery capacity. In this case, it is 90.8. Now you understand the process of how to interact within the virtual training simulation.